Hello and welcome to another episode of B makes ridiculous faces and has no idea what to do with her hands. Welcome to Putting the B in BPD with me, your host, B. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has watched, liked, subscribed, and shared my video across the platforms.
Oh my god.
I did not realize the amount of love that my video would be getting. I thank each and every one of you that has sent me through messages talking about your mental illness, commenting on my video. I know how scary that would be to put it all out there, especially a mental illness like this one that is so crazy. If you're new here, make sure that you watch the previous video, you press subscribe, and if you are coming back, hello, how are you? How's it going? I also want to apologize for my voice this week. I am actually ridiculously sick, but like every good theatre kid knows, the show must go on. I also need to put a disclaimer at the start of every single one of my videos to say that the following information is not medical advice. It is only my own experiences with having BPD. I am not the gatekeeper for your thoughts, feelings, emotions, dealings with BPD. This is simply just information to put out there to break the stigma a little bit for you to be able to share with your friends and family if you do tend to relate to what I'm talking about in these videos. But with that said, let's just jump on in. Today we'll be discussing fear of abandonment, and that is exactly what the name suggests. It's the idea that somebody in your life, whether it be a friend, family, personal relationships, that they are going to leave you. It is a chronic, constant, deep-seated fear that the person in your life is going to leave. It is so draining to constantly think this, because it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy with how much we think it's going to happen that we end up making it happen. So to give you an example, I'm scared you're going to leave me, so I cling and nag and I smother to the point that you get annoyed, and then you do leave me, and then it kind of confirms my suspicions that I'm a bad person and that you were gonna leave me in the first place. Yeah, no, it's not fun. And I know what that sounds like, illogical. But unfortunately, this kind of stems from a place in someone with BPD that they feel that they're not good enough for the person in their life. So on one hand, they love the person and they want them to be happy. On the other hand, they don't believe that they should be making that person happy and that they'd be happier with someone else. But then at the same time, they don't want that person to leave them. It's very confusing and very, very draining, believe me. I deal with it all the time. So this fear of abandonment stems not only from the fact that people with BPD don't think they're good enough. It obviously, all of these traits, BPD in general, stems from trauma in childhood. So at some point during the formative years, an event would have happened that had you feeling abandoned. This could be to do with your family, friendships, but at some point when you were vulnerable, you did not get that comfort from the people closest to you. And now that you are older, you are projecting this fear onto the people closest to you. This also stems from something called emotional permanence. People with BPD tend not to have a lot of emotional permanence, if any. To explain that one, you might tell me how much I mean to you, how much you love me, while you are in my vicinity. However, at some point you're going to have to leave my vicinity. I now no longer know whether you care about me or not, because you're not here to remind me. I know what that sounds like, illogical. But unfortunately for me, my disorder is in my emotions.
Not in my logic.
My logical brain can tell me, yeah, of course they love you. They just told you 10 minutes ago before they left, remember? My BPD brain tells me.
Yeah, but they told it to you 10 minutes ago. What if in those 10 minutes they found someone else and they just haven't had the time to tell you that they don't love you because they don't want to hurt your feelings?
Yeah, again, I know what that sounds like. Illogical. But unfortunately, this is what I have to deal with. I don't get to shut that part of my brain off. So, someone with BPD might try and blow up your phone with messages asking you to remind them that you love them, or give them reassurance that you still care about them, or that you still want to see them that day, that night, that weekend, as a friend, as a partner, as a family member. It's frustrating for everyone involved. I know, but be happy when you even get those phone blow-ups, because a lot of the time even, they might be sitting at home feeling all these intense feelings and not even letting you know. And that's probably worse, because then there's no point to let those feelings out. And they can actually eat at your self-esteem, your self-worth, and compound that feeling that you're not good enough. Because obviously you're not good enough, the person's not talking to you. What can you do as a person who has a person with BPD in your life? Firstly, you'll have to take a hard look at yourself. Because to deal with someone with BPD, you will need a lot of patience, reassurance, and empathy. A big thing to note is, if you find that you can't deal with someone with BPD, that doesn't make you a bad person. If you feel like you can't give them all this kind of reassurance, again, doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that that person is probably not for you. And a person with BPD simply needs to understand that as well. Not everyone will be able to deal with how intense your feelings and emotions are. And that's okay. That doesn't make you a bad person either. Because trust me, there are people out there who do care, who do have the emotional maturity and the emotional capacity to deal with your need for reassurance. There is a world of difference between being with someone who isn't right for you, who doesn't understand BPD, and being with someone who does. There is less anxiety, less need for the reassurance if it is given to you on a timely manner. If you do see this video and you are someone who wants to have someone with BPD in their life, good for you. Good for you for watching this video. Make sure you read up on it. But the number one thing is simply talk to them. Communication. Because if they feel like they are not going to be judged as the crazy girlfriend or the crazy friend, they will tell you what they need from you. And if you are compassionate enough or have the ability to deal with this, you can then provide it to them, and there'll be a lot less chaos in the in-between. This is at least a somewhat positive with dating someone with BPD or being friends with someone with BPD. You will never not know where you stand with that person, because they are not scared to reassure you of their love for you or their care for you or their need for you in their lives. So that is actually amazing, to not have that fear that they are going to leave you. Again, these videos will never be about let's bash people with BPD, because oh my god, that would be slightly masochistic. They are more about information. They are more about just getting the word out there to break the stigma, just to show that people with BPD are not the monsters that the media intend to make us. If you found this video informative or relatable, please pop in some comments down below. Please press the like button. Please press the subscribe button if this is something that you are going to be interested in. We have so much more information to get through. I'm trying to have these videos not to be too long. I'm going to try and condense all the information a bit more, but some of the videos might actually be a lot longer. There is so much info out there. And for the people out there with BPD, we will be looking at some DBT methods in between. We'll see how the scheduling goes. But other than that, I've been B. This has been Putting the B in BPD, and I will see you again next week. Ooh.